Okay, so everyone's up in arms about D&D, huh? Or should I say, the nerds and geeks and fandom and all that. Well, you know, before I even dive into it, let me just give you a bit of context, a little bit of my background and stuff. I used to play D&D, but I wasn't really um, all the way into it like that. I was in a group, it was my group of friends, and then after like a couple of months, um, I, I just kind of like I was done with it. It wasn't like anything bad happened or anything. I was like, oh, it's cool for a minute, but then, I just wanted to do something else. And of course, this is right around when the pandemic was happening too. So that's another thing. But yeah, it's totally fun. It's really fun. But what doesn't make the stuff fun is with the Wizards of the Coast. I think that's what that organization is when they deal with Magic Gathering and D&D. There might be another one too. Like I know Hasbro has something to do with it too in a way. I'm not. I'm gonna say this. I'm not an expert into D&D like that. I don't know all about it like that, but I do have kind of a grasp of it because I do remember all the way back when they were talking about black people are like represented as orcs, and that's racist somehow. And that, you really have to be a racist in order to say that shit, because what makes you think orcs what makes you think what makes you think an orc represents a black person? uh, anyway, it's stuff like that would be in, like, that I would hear from D&D. It just make me go like, really? This is a real thing? Or the time when there were or the time when come on, it's been a while. It's been I just, the reason why I remember the orc one was because that was the most outrageous one. That one was like crazy to hear about. But I'm trying to think, if there was another one. I really can't remember, but it was something to do. I guess it was of like the old school D&D stuff, and how they were taking stuff, how the Wizard of the Coast was that taking stuff from the old school and trying to make it their own. And I guess there was a lawsuit involved. It was something like that. It's just over. It's just been crazy overall. And then they were trying to reach for more inclusive. Oh, I remember. And then they're trying to reach more into the inclusive and diverse audiences, and they got rid of the word race. I'm not joking. I think it's the fifth edition. I think it's the fifth edition that got the word race because they thought it would be too problematic. And I just what the fuck. So now, what's going on with the new controversy? An actual problem is that the companies are losing money, and so they're looking at they're looking at creators who make successful runs and campaigns of their own creations by using the company's setups, and now they're trying to exploit these creators for money. And it's like a crazy amount too. Like if you make over $50,000 or something like that, and they're entitled to like a percentage of the cut, and you have to report that to them directly. And this is, you know, D&D started getting its height, like really getting a lot of its height around like the 2010s into the 2020s, and of course during the pandemic as well, because I have seen a chart where it has risen above, and I've seen videos about it too, where it's really peaked during 2020 because the pandemic. And just seeing this is like, like, I shouldn't be surprised because when companies start embracing this woke bullshit and are not really making things for the fans and just making things just to adhere to a narrative, and they start losing money because of it, they're basically gonna pull YouTube. Oh, and even though it's our fault, we're gonna blame our creators, and we're gonna exploit them just to save our own ass. That's literally what they're doing right now. They're like, well, we're losing money. Here, we're gonna force people who use our stuff into paying us, and we don't really have to give them credit or anything like that. And it's some crazy stuff, man, to even talk about this. And I've been seeing in the Discord lately. I'm not in the Discord, but I've seen videos and screenshots and stuff where people were on the Wizards of the Coast or D&D, the official D&D Discord, and people are just being banned left and right just for mentioning it or talking about it. And yet the moderators are saying, it's not real, it's misinformation. Well, if it's misinformation, then why the fuck are you banning people in the first place? Why are you not rebuting it by putting up something that actually counters the claim and all that? Why are you silencing the people who actually want to support you? It don't make sense. Then again, I've been seeing stuff like this since like 2019, 2020. And it's just, I mean, I've been saying it for a while now with friends and all that, that stuff is infested, dude. That stuff is done. It's infested. This is what needs to happen. This is what needs to happen. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like trying to play the role of a bad guy or anything like that. No, this is what needs to happen. This is what's gonna separate the genuine fans from the disingenuous fans. The genuine fans who want to retain and want to keep the fun aspects of D&D, while the disingenuous want to destroy and take over and do whatever the hell they want to. This is opening a lot of people's eyes, and honestly, I can understand why people are getting mad about this, but at the same time, it's like, you better go make your own stuff, man. You better go make your own stuff. Don't even use any assets of theirs at all, because they will try to get you on something. They will try to use every loophole they can just to make you pay for their fuck up. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm gathering my thoughts here because this is utterly insane, but I shouldn't be surprised. If you guys are a fan, if any of you guys are a fan of D&D and you may have your own little campaigns and stuff, I would definitely look into making something of your own. But keep it separate from all that crap because obvious reasons. It's and I understand that people, and I understand that D&D is like a thing where you can just it's make believe. You can make anything up as long as it has a good lore and the players are great, and overall it creates an excellent experience. But that's the thing. It's like, don't even support these guys, these companies that monetarily do not even support them, because they're with the disingenuous crowd. That's who they're trying to appeal to. Even though we know these guys, the fakes, the parasites, they don't really invest into it at all. They might invest some time into it, but that'll at most be like at least 5 or 10 minutes, and 10 minutes is being too gracious, because within a 5 minute window span, they will have something to complain about it, like saying, "Oh, this is racist," and blah blah blah. So that's the audience they wanted. To be honest, that's the audience they want. They want, and they got it. And I feel bad for the actual genuine fans because they have to suffer for the idiocy of not only the disingenuous but also the stupid ass corpos who are trying to pursue that path of, of suicide. Really, they're killing their own business by wow. Mm. I hope I hope a lot of people stop. No, hang on. I hope a lot of people remember this when we when a month or two passes and we eventually get into into 2024 and all. I hope people remember this day, this time, and just don't try to excuse it. Stop giving these guys your money. Reinvest it into yourself. Reinvest into your into something that can actually will invest back into you. Try something new. Don't even just don't even think about it. I know, I understand that it's gonna be hard for a time. It is. It was definitely hard for me when I was trying to separate myself from certain games and merchandise and all. But once I got away from it, I was like, you know what? F this. I'm better off getting investing my money into this person or this place because they actually know that if they screw up, that's their business. They're done. I would. I'm. It's it's no secret that I'm an advocate for indie stuff, for indie comics, indie projects of all kinds. It's no secret at all. But today, D&D players have learned a harsh lesson, and I hope they wake the fuck up because this is what they need to be better, to get away from all this bullshit. Their hobby is infested. They don't even try to save it. Don't try to salvage it. Just go make your own thing. Go be with the people who are actually genuine, who love it. Don't invite these knuckleheads into your community where they can start trying to rot it from the inside out. Let these corporations kill themselves. Let them be that animal in the corner just going crazy because they know it's done. They know they're done. That's why they're hurting financially. That's why they're trying to exploit you. Trying to guilt trip you, trying to gaslight you, trying to literally threaten you with legal action because you used a thing that they once did 20 years ago that they allowed. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of people's hobbies being turned into being used as a weapon against them, just because the crime is having fun. I'm sick of it. I think that's it, guys. I know I cussed a lot today in this one, but it makes me think back on how I used to be, and now a lot of people are in the D&D side are having a rude awakening. Okay, see ya.